We've all probably faced those moments, right? When life just throws an unexpected bill your way.
Yeah, like a car repair you just can't put off.
Exactly. Or maybe a sudden medical thing. You need cash and you need it, well, now.
Hmm.
But what happens if, your credit history isn't great? What if the usual places, the banks, are just not an option?
Right, if those doors are shut.
That's where things get really interesting today. We're doing a deep dive into something specific. No credit check loans. We're talking amounts like $500 up to $5,000.
Okay.
And what's really striking from the sources we've been looking at, some online forums, lending blog, is that they're confirming these are still available right now in 2025.
Still out there, huh?
Yeah. So our mission today is basically to unpack this. What exactly are these loans? How do they work according to what we're seeing? And crucially, what are the absolute key things you need to know?
Especially if you're ever considering one.
Exactly. So let's start with the big promise. No credit check and fast approval. Right. And the discussions we analyze, they really highlight that these are aimed squarely at people struggling to get a loan because of bad credit. It's a direct answer to a pretty common problem.
And that phrase, no credit check, it sounds like they just, skip the whole vetting process.
Yeah.
But it's important to understand what that usually means.
Okay.
It typically doesn't mean zero checks.
Mm-hmm.
It's more that they aren't pulling your main credit report, your FICO score, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Instead, they're often using, well, alternative data, things like looking at your bank account activity, verifying your job,
Yeah.
other signals to guess if you can repay. So it's not no check, just not the traditional credit check.
That's a really important distinction, and tied right into that is the speed. That seems to be a huge selling point.
Definitely.
The process described sounds incredibly quick, like apply online in 2 minutes, then instant approval.
Instant. Wow.
And then the money, cash hits your account ASP, sometimes even same-day cash. So that's fast.
It is incredibly fast. And when you put that against, the days or weeks a traditional loan can take,
Right.
it tells you something. It's not just about being efficient. It shows they understand the borrower is likely in a really urgent spot.
Yeah, like a crisis situation.
Exactly. The fact that the super fast funding exists, even with these alternative checks,
Yeah.
it suggests there's a big ongoing demand for immediate money.
But that speed and access, especially if you don't have many other options, it usually comes with a catch, right? And our sources are very upfront about this. We're
Yeah.
seeing loan amounts, $500 to $5,000. But right alongside that, there's this huge warning, like all caps,
Yeah.
warning, high interest, use only for emergencies.
And that is probably the absolute most critical piece of information here.
Okay.
When these sources warn about high interest on these kinds of loans, we aren't talking about your typical credit card rate, like 20%, maybe 30%.
Yeah.
No. The annual percentage rates, the APRs, they can easily be in the triple digits. Think 200%, 400%, sometimes much, much higher.
Okay, that's huge.
It's how they cover the risk of not doing that traditional credit check. For you, the borrower, it means a small loan can get very expensive very quickly.
So it balloons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Often, they're set up so you have to repay the whole amount, plus that huge interest chunk all at once on your next payday.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. And if you can't, then you're looking at rolling it over, more fees.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real risk of getting trapped in a debt cycle. That's what the only for emergencies warning is trying to steer you away from.
So an emergency here really means something truly unavoidable, something you can hopefully pay off immediately with that next paycheck without needing to borrow again.
Precisely. It has to be a short-term fix for a critical, one-time need.
Given how serious those terms are and who they're targeting, it makes you wonder how people even find these lenders. The sources hinted at something a bit unusual.
Right.
Like seeing comments online saying, comment loan below, I'll send you the link. It sounds very direct, almost like personal outreach.
Yeah, that's fascinating, isn't it? It's so different from how, a regular bank advertises.
Totally different.
You don't see these on TV ads during the Super Bowl. This comment for a link stuff or maybe direct messages, it suggests they're using these online spaces, social media, forums, places where people who need money fast might already be gathered and looking for help.
So they go where the demand is.
Right. It's like they're adapting their marketing to meet people right where they are, often bypassing the more standard, maybe more transparent ways of advertising loans. It creates this sort of direct, maybe less formal, but clearly effective way to connect borrowers with the money.
Okay, so let's pull this together for you, the listener. We've looked into these no credit check loans, the $500 to $5,000 kind. They definitely seem to be out there in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And on one side, you've got this promise. It's fast, it's accessible, even if you have bad credit,
Yeah.
apply online, instant approval, cash really quickly.
The quick fix appeal.
But then there's the other side, that huge warning sign flashing from our sources: high interest. Use only for emergencies. It's a really stark trade-off.
It really is. And, this whole situation, it brings up a pretty important question for you to think about.
Okay.
What does it actually tell us about, well, the bigger picture of money and credit challenges in 2025, that these kinds of loans are still so common and marketed this way?
Hmm.
It really highlights this tension, doesn't it, between getting that immediate financial help you might desperately need and the potential long-term damage these high costs can do to your financial health.
That balance is tricky.
It is. It might make you wonder, does the sheer demand for such quick, expensive money point to some deeper problems? Maybe gaps in access to more affordable, fair credit options for a lot of people? It's definitely something to mull over.